Hello everyone, my name is Nash Padilla, and this is our game called Lost in the Hollow, which is a horror adventure mystery visual novel, a game about as follows. So this story follows a friend group of 3, which are college students in a university. Our first character is Haruki Tanaka, a calm and composed student. Next is Rika Fujimoto, an extroverted and outgoing student. And lastly, we have Yuki Sakuraba, who comes off as a nervous and anxious person, which she actually is. As we follow through their daily lives, juggling classes, exams, and social struggles, their days are filled with the usual college stress, which is relatable, which are deadlines, relationships, and occasional late-night adventures. However, the normalcy of their routine begins to crumble as eerie incidents start occurring around the campus. Bizarre disappearances starts happening in Tsukishira, a small town they live in. As rumors spread of how these disappearances are happening, they vow to avoid and keep clear of these happenings by keeping watch of each other and keeping each other safe. As the disappearances reaches through their campus and some of their batchmates stop being present, everyone starts to become anxious and startled and unsettled. So up until one of Fujimoto's close friends named Mizuki disappears, the group is forced to investigate and get to the bottom of what is causing these disappearances and hope to unravel the answer behind this mystery by relying on themselves and their dynamic, as this is a supernatural happening thing and they can't rely on authorities. Will they unravel what is behind this mystery? So for the gameplay features, this follows the basic layout of a visual novel game where you can see the characters on the screen and their setting, and you can interact with them in their dialogue and choose your response to each dialogue. So, as a player, you have the power to shape the story through the choices you make. Every decision and action you take influences the direction of the narrative, leading to unique outcomes that can drastically alter the plot. Your choices may determine the fate of the characters, unlock hidden paths, or even reveal unexpected twists that change everything you thought you knew. With multiple branching storylines, this journey is yours to define, and every decision brings you closer to one of the several possible endings, as we can cover more on later. So the story unfolds according to your actions, making every playthrough a new and immersive experience. So now, let's proceed to why it's fun. By engaging storytelling and atmospheric design that keeps players hooked, the story has deep character development, allowing players to connect with the 3 main protagonists through their personalities, backstories, and relationships. A slow-burning horror approach where eerie events gradually escalate rather than relying on constant jump scares, giving players branching choices that lead to different outcomes, including multiple endings, either good, bad, and a true ending, will encourage replayability. A strong mystery-driven narrative will also keep players engaged, pushing them to uncover the secrets behind the strange disappearances at the university or other than the university, their hometown. For gameplay-wise, implementing investigation mechanics can make players feel like detectives. By investigating scenes for clues and solving puzzles that tie into the disappearances, a time-based event system could add urgency, where players' actions must be completed at specific times, and failing to do so could alter the story's trajectory. Adding a sanity or fear system where characters' psychological states deteriorate based on the choices. This could enhance the immersion. Hallucinations, paranoia, or even visual distortions could reflect rising fear levels. A companion system where the 3 protagonists have different skills such as logic, empathy, and physical strength would force players to strategize who to bring in key situations, affecting the story's development. The game can appeal to audiences who enjoy visual novel games such as Persona, Until Then, and many more, added to the genre of mystery and horror adventure. So for the logo, I decided to make it look minimalist and simple as possible with the Lost in the Hollow title card of the game. But it has a strong and eerie aesthetic that perfectly suits a horror adventure game. The bold serif font gives it a classic and unsettling look, reminiscent of old horror film posters of Gothic literature. The textured distress effect on the white letters adds on an age worn out feel, as if the title has been scratched or eroded over time. And the red shadow glow behind the letters I put it enhances the sinister vibe, making the words appear more almost haunted or bleeding, which fits well with the mystery and the horror game's theme. And the black background with scattered white specks gives it a grainy, almost film noise, which is the aesthetic of the game, adding to the abandoned, decayed, and supernatural atmosphere. So overall, the logo I made is more on the minimalist side, but it suits the aesthetic and the vibe of the game. So for the UI of the main menu, we decided to go for a minimalist approach first, as it is a straightforward one. So with the title of the game, which is Lost in the Hollow, and then your usual options, which is start game, giving an option to start the game, load a game for you to load a progress of where you ended up in the story, and for options, where you can adjust the settings accordingly, either audios or visual wise, and extras, which adds additional information about the phenomenons happening and additional information about certain key places and fun facts about characters, and lastly, exit, which gives you an option to exit the game.
So what was the most fun part of this project? Well, as a group, the most fun part of the project was brainstorming and sharing our ideas from the story, character design, storyline, and countless other decisions for the concept of our game. Designing and illustrating each character and their features and personalities was also enjoyable, and gathering different settings for the background. Next is, what challenges did you face while designing the logo or writing the storyline? Well, as we have many options for the design, we wanted to match the overall vibe aesthetic of the game, which is at times dark, eerie, and distorted but still bright. Overall, for the logo, I went for a bit more minimalistic approach, being straightforward with the title of the game as the logo, but matching the eerie and dark aesthetic vibe the game gives. Next is, how would you improve your pitch if you had more time? Well, if I had more time, I would expanded the story and gone more in depth, designing more characters and entities and certain phenomena, and expanding the lore behind the story, making it more flesh out, as time was our biggest challenge in this work.